These new gas cans are so annoying and such a pain. First thing they did is remove the stupid vent. That way when you try to pour 40 pounds or 5 gallons worth of fuel into your dang lawnmower or whatever, it's all shrinking in, it's burping, you're trying to hold it. Because, of course, half the time with these new cans, they don't even put a handle back here because they don't want you to be able to hold in the cans. And you get to hold down here, your hand gets all muddy naturally. And you're holding it takes forever because these self-venting cans, they're not worth a darn. See this old style can here? It has this handy dandy vent here, so when you pour fuel out, air can replace where the fuel was, so you actually get fuel flow, so you can fill something up that doesn't take 20 minutes. Another thing they love to do is they came up with a genius nozzle here. First off, this ring, I cut it off, but it has one of these stupid things, so you have to hold this to unscrew it, so you need 3 hands to take that off. Then they got this lovely piece of kit here, which you got to press this and hold that down. While that's screwed on there, you have to hold this. Keep in mind, this is 40 pounds when it's full of fuel. You have to try to get it up here, get it in the side of your car, and you start pouring. And of course, those vent with this little vent that doesn't do anything, you got gas pouring absolutely everywhere. Of course, this rubber seal doesn't work 90% of the time, so you're leaking gas all down the side of the car. It gets all over your shoes, it's all over your boots, down your pants. You're liable to catch on fire any moment because it's probably covered in static electricity. That's the problem. Another thing is, half the time they're made out of the cheapest possible plastic that it falls off a truck or whatever, it literally shatters into 50 pieces after it sits in the sun for 3 days. So here's what they should do. They should just backtrack and go back to the old cans. Exhibit A. Easy to operate nozzle assembly. Off, fuel flow. Simple. This one doesn't have a vent, but it's not a super big problem on the small can. But they do make vents you can add, but I'm always afraid they're going to split. And then they get these auto shut-off cans that never shut off and overfill your equipment everywhere. But this is an old can that's like 25 years old. And the auto shut-off actually works. All you do is just turn this, throw it up, tip it up and to the lawnmower or whatever, pull it back. There's a little ball, shuts the fuel off. Actually works. Self-venting, it's amazing. Another thing about this, which is very important that these cans don't have, like this can, if I'm on the job or whatever and it's a hot summer day and I'm not going to be filling up the saw or whatever for a while, I'll just pop the vent here. That way you don't come back, it's not blowing up like a stinking balloon. Because this one here, the only time the rubber seal works is when the nozzle's inside. So you come over, the dang can looks like a basketball over here. So you got to crack it and then you forget to retighten it up and it leaks fuel everywhere. Go figure. Another thing that's just annoying about this is that they should do this. There's one can manufacturer that does it, but they should all do this. I don't know why. And put a freaking clear strip right here, because you're trying to see how much you're filling this up or whatever. You're trying to figure out where the level is. You got a whole flashlight, which is probably dangerous because you got gas fumes everywhere, and you're covered in gas because this thing leaks like a freaking sieve. Because they can't make rubber that seals for some reason. They used to be able to, but now they can't. So these cans, it's just ridiculous. I don't understand how this is not more dangerous, because when you're leaking gas down the side of your car and down the side of your pants, it's a safety explosion hazard. You're liable to catch on fire, which these old cans absolutely never have a problem with. This can be operated by anyone who knows how to operate a gas can. This, you need a PhD, because you got to press this, unscrew this, takes 20 minutes. This silly thing, look at this part. Another thing, now you'll never, look at this. All the parts that come off are attached. So when you fill up your machine, you put the cap on. This, they usually leave this on the job site for 30 seconds just to be long gone into New York and back. You'll never be able to find this. This rubber seal that probably pop off, yeah, that'd be long gone in about 5 minutes. So the one pro of these cans is no one will steal these, because anyone who's ever used them knows they're absolute turd of a can, so they don't go missing. These will go missing on you, because these are old cans. The people who actually know about these want these because they actually work. I would pay more for an old stock can, than one of these new cans that's designed by someone with 3 brain cells. Another problem is, since all these manufacturers like to get patents on their redesigns, each time they come out with a new one of these nozzles, it's like a workaround on 25 other patents, so they just keep making it less usable, which for some reason. Granted, this can does have the screen in there, the anti-flashback, that way it doesn't burn back to the can, the stream of gas pouring out happening caught on fire, which has a good feature, so hopefully the can doesn't explode. You know, these old cans also have these features, except Blitz. Yeah, Blitz kind of forgot to add that, and they went out of business because so many people caught on fire and sued them. So yeah, I kind of got to watch out when using these Blitz cans though. But still, like, this thing doesn't pour gas all over you, so you know it's a trade-off. Can might explode, but you don't catch on fire. It's absolutely, look at it. See, now look, I'm just trying to put this in. It doesn't go half the time, which shouldn't be a problem. And you're probably thinking why this is such a problem, all this complicated, and why this never worked. I'll show you a can here. Here's an old can here, and if you don't believe me, if this part doesn't get lost, see, yeah, that's a Tupperware container, because you know that gets long gone in about 30 seconds. And see, look at this. This works like that. You pop this out. Look at this. Anti-burn back screen. A straight nozzle, so when you tip it up, gas actually comes out. And this screws on there. And this, no rubber seal, it never leaks gas. The one with the rubber seal leaks everywhere. I don't understand it. The rubber seal makes it leak worse, go figure. Of course, you know, another problem about using old cans, they get cracked and split half the time, which is very annoying and definitely a hazard. So if you're using old cans, you especially got to inspect them and check for leaks regularly, because they do get dry out in the sun. See, this one has a sheet metal screw for a vent, because you know that broke off and long gone. So yeah, you see, you're like, yeah, these parts won't go missing. Yeah, right, they go missing in 5 minutes. So if they wanted to fix it, it would be super simple. Just go find the old injection molding parts for this thing and just remake it, because it simply works like a normal gas can. Also, I don't understand this nonsense. 1 gallon, 6 ounces. That is absolutely stupid. It should be 1, 2, or 5 gallons. It should be on the gallon mark. But you know, you're trying to mix 2-stroke oil. It's usually 1, 2, 5 gallon mixture. So you know, you got 1.6. You got to pull out your calculator, go to the online calculator. But you're in the middle of the woods with no cell service, so you have to guess the oil ratios. You either burn your saw or it's smokes more than a new Kia, which is ridiculous. So they should be 1, 2, or 5 gallons. The one thing about new cans is most of them are just 1 gallon. And I just noticed this, like this can, I thought it was 1 gallon, but it's 1 gallon 4 ounces. So I've just been filling this to the full mark, the safe level, thinking it's 1 gallon and mixing 1 gallon worth of 50 to 1. So I've been running my equipment a little bit too lean. So you especially need to watch out for that. So again, why 1.4 gallons? If I want 1 gallon of fuel, if I want more fuel, I'll bring another can. Also, like, they should make better 1 gallon cans. And none of this nonsense that comes with 1 gallon, you'll never be able to use it. The thing is, these big cans, how you know it's this fancy nozzle here? You tell me I'm supposed to fill my stinking weed eater with this? Yeah, of course you get to press this, so you're pressing against the weed eater, tips over. Gas is spilling absolutely everywhere. You know, it's important, apparently the government thinks, to prevent 3 gas vapors from escaping, we should soak the entirety of the entire property with gas. So, you know, that's safer than 3 gas vapors escaping in the sun. So, this is ridiculous. This needs to be fixed.